Hello, and welcome to another in the series, Let's Ask, the place where you can ask your question and get an answer directly from the Bible. We are so excited to have Rob from the Seal of God International with us today. Rob, it's always a pleasure having you with us, and you're in the hot seat again. The question for you, Rob, is will the return of Christ be spiritual or literal?
I've had people ask me that question before, and I've had people try to explain to me that it's just a spiritual thing. Honestly, I do not believe it's only spiritual. I believe the Bible is very clear that it's going to be literal. I'm glad it's going to be literal, but as you said, the answers need to come from the Bible, not just my thoughts on it. So let's turn to the Bible. Let's turn to Acts chapter 1. Acts chapter 1, this is as Jesus is preparing to ascend up to heaven. He's talking to the disciples, answering some last questions for them. And starting in verse 9, Acts chapter 1, verse 9, it says, when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. Well, look, there's two things here. This same Jesus, not a spiritual Jesus, not somebody who isn't really there, not somebody who just comes into our heart. This same Jesus, he was physical, he was literal. They saw him rising. This same Jesus is coming or was taken. So this same Jesus is the one who's coming. And so he'll come in like manner. In the same manner in which he went, he will return. He went in a very physical way. They watched him go. Therefore, they will watch him come back. And there's other scriptures that help testify to this as well. Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he, this is Jesus, comes with clouds, and every eye shall see him. If it's just a spiritual thing, the eyes aren't going to see him. It has to be a literal thing for people to actually see him. And everyone who is alive at that time is going to see Jesus coming in the clouds. Also, if we go to First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 and 17, the Lord himself shall descend from heaven. Right there. He's going to descend from heaven. He's going to come down with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. If this is a spiritual thing, then Jesus isn't really descending. There's not really a shout, there's not really a voice, there's not really the trumpet, and the dead don't really rise if this is just spiritual. This is not spiritual. This is literal. Jesus has promised to raise us from the dead. Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, he's coming in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. So he's coming in his glory. He's bringing the angels with him. This is very literal still, again. And one more, Matthew 24. Matthew 24, starting in verse 29, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, the stars shall fall from heaven, the powers of the earth shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Jesus' coming is very literal. It is going to be seen, it is going to be heard. He's coming in glory. He's coming with all the angels with him. And when he and the angels come, He is going to gather together all the saints, all the believers, all those who will be saved. Those who are dead will be resurrected out of their graves. Those who are still alive will be called up together with them to meet the Lord in the air. My friends, this is a very literal event that is, I believe, soon to take place. And I am so looking forward to it happening.
Thank you so much. And how exciting is that? Christ's coming is soon, and he has made provision for all of us to be ready to meet him in peace. No need to be running to the rocks and mountains. If you'd like to get a one-on-one Bible study to learn more about this, or if you have a Bible question, please go to www.exposingtruthministry.com and put your questions there. Send us a message if you would like study one-on-one, or if you want to join a group study. Information about group studies are also available on our website. Thank you so much, Rob, and I hope you do come back again. Have a good day.